It's Christmas! It's certainly the holidays here. It's so good to see all of you. Thanks for being here. I want to talk about all the stuff that's on the table. I'm Dr. Lori, the Ph.D. Antiques Appraiser. You got to be here for all the art, antiques, collectibles, information, values. I'm going to start right here with Santa, right? The Department 56 Santa Claus. Now, Department 56 is lots of things that are, of course, collectible, really well known for the villages, right? So all the different characters with the villages. And this particular Santa, a lot of glitter for me. I was talking about glitter last time. So a lot of glitter, so it does get all over. But the mark on the bottom, now this one, of course, has one of those very famous felt on the bottom, so you can't see the mark. But it's Department 56. The felt on the bottom is good for your furniture, right? It's a good idea. But once you use that adhesive felt, if you try to take it off, then what you're going to have is you're going to have that problem with respect to identifying marks. So think before you do it. One of the ways to do it is to use something like a doily, like some of the doilies. So this particular piece, value at holiday time. Remember, it's going to be worth a different amount at holiday time. This particular example, worth $65 at holiday time. So nice piece, really good, collectible. I really like, of course, the little rocking horse. He's got his traditional candy cane. Do you know about candy canes? Candy canes actually were first introduced in France, and they were introduced, that idea, of course, of the candy, the peppermint candy canes. They were introduced and given to children so they would be quiet in church services and cathedrals throughout France. They date all the way back, so it's really great. Yeah, I have a Christmas brooch. Yeah, I have a couple. I don't have a lot of Christmas brooches. This one, of course, is costume jewelry. And I do like the ones that look like holiday trees, but I love the costume jewelry, as I know many of you do. And I've been teaching you on my jewelry videos, of course, that exactly the costume jewelry brooches and costume jewelry in general are extremely valuable. Now, yes, Mark, I certainly will ask questions right here. So you type them in and I'll answer the questions. I want you also to think about some of the other stuff that's on the table, because this is all about what's on the table and what's valuable. Remember the last couple of times I've been talking about Kugels? If you weren't with me, I hope you watch those videos, but I was talking about Kugels, and I was talking about the Loscha, Germany ornaments, these hand-blown glass ornaments. Kugels like this one. This is a great example. I want you to look at the top of this Kugel. The top of this Kugel is a great example. Yes, if you have a Kugel and you want to come to one of my events, we sold out the first event, the first Zoom event, but the second Zoom event at Wilkes University, of course, is right here at events, and you can go to the website and you can go and sign up. So basically, we're going to sell this one out. The spaces are limited because it's free appraisals with me during the Zoom event, and it's a live event, live virtually. So you got to do it. You got to do it. Sign up for the Wilkes event. And thanks for those of you who already made the first event sold out. The second one is getting close. So get there today. Now, the other thing I want to talk to you about with respect to the Kugel, look at the top. Make sure that you're looking at that. This is an early 20th century example. They date to about the late 19th century, late 1800s. And this one's a great example. Usually they are foodstuffs. This one's grapes. Sometimes they're oranges, pomegranates, other kinds of fruit. A really wonderful collectible. Now, remember, I'm the expert appraiser. I'm the one who has the answers. I'm going to tell you the truth about what you've got and how to identify it, how to make money smart. A lot of people I'm helping to make a lot of money with their thrift store finds, their yard sale finds, their estate sale finds. So yeah, a couple of these do look purple. That's right, Lori. They do look purple. I'm sorry that you missed the Santa explanation, but this is the Department 56 Santa, and it's a really nice example. You can always go back and rewatch, of course, any of the videos, but a lot of information there. This particular example, and you can send pictures to me. Yes, I do a lot of TV and a lot of appraisals with tape TV. I've been the expert for 22 years on television, telling people about art, antiques, and collectibles. I'm not new to any of you. So basically what you can do is you can send photographs of your objects to our website to, of course, get evaluated. And the binge link is a great place. I was talking about where you can rewatch. The binge link is an easy way for you to binge all the videos. And lots of people are doing that. They're getting the information. These videos are chock full of information that can help you make money, help you preserve those family heirlooms that you want to keep, help you identify those particular pieces. Don't forget about, of course, our super stickers and our super chats. Thanks to those of you who wanted me to do that. We've employed those. And thanks so much for that. Remember, the binge link is in the description. Not hard to find. So if you don't know where the binge link is, it's right in the description. You can find it right there. Getting back to the table, couple of things that I introduced on this table. I've been showing you holiday collectibles a couple times, and these have been so much fun for me. I'm so glad you're here. Are you enjoying it? You know, with the Zoom events, we took a poll, and people are saying, hey, you know what? We want the table talks and the Zoom events. We want these things to happen at night. So would you want the table talks to be at night? I got to see it here in the comments if you want the table talks to happen at night. The poll numbers really say that you people would prefer to have some of the live table talks not only in the middle of the afternoon, but also in the evening. So you got to let me know. What do you think? Let's see. Yeah, Kevin, nothing's going to cost you a fortune. That's just silly. You got to do it. You got to just send it to me. I have all kinds of free appraisal options. So anytime, Tanya, anytime is good. Okay, well, the poll was you wanted it at night. Do you like the afternoon? Oh, the evening would be great. Yeah, that would be wonderful. You're working right now. Okay, so some of you are working, so it might be easier to be the afternoon. Oh, evenings are better. Okay, so it sounds like evenings are better, but some of you are available during the day too. Anytime is good for you. It would be perfect. Night, please. Evening table talks. Evening's best for you. Okay. Well, good. Now we got an idea. Anyway, this particular piece is a piece that I really love. I think it's beautiful. I always like the red. I like the green ones too. They're sort of based on the Spode tradition. You know the Spode. I've shown it to you here before. Those Spode traditional pieces. This, of course, is a nice ceramic plate, and it's one of course, a service for 8, and you can have the whole service. All the red or pink and white, blue and white, green and white, very collectible, like Staffordshire collectibles. Staffordshire, England, of course, those great ceramic pieces that focus on these great images. Sometimes they're blue, white are probably the most famous with those images of course, landscapes and that kind of thing. So Joyce, you just found me and you're hooked. Of course you're hooked. I'm hooked on you guys too. I'm so glad that I'm giving you good information that you can actually use. I want you to succeed. I want you to do this. You can do this. You can really do very well. Dalton likes noon. Okay, well, maybe we'll just have to start it up. I just recently found you. I'm so happy. What grammar? We don't care about grammar here. Don't worry about grammar. Your break time is in the afternoon. Okay. So anyway, yeah, I'm happy to recognize all of your postings. I'll recognize all of you. Yes, I appraise historic objects. I appraise all types of objects. I do have a background also in art and architectural history. Yes. Couple of things here. We were talking about these beautiful 1950s, 1960s, even small, round, silvered ornaments. We were talking about ornaments a lot in the last couple of days. These are nice. These are little bells. I don't know if you can see them very well. These are great little bells. And I love these. These a couple years ago were like going for $125 for one that's like a small bell form from the 60s. And now, of course, that particular market is kind of leveled out. You can see them in the $25 to $75 range at holiday time for one. You want to make sure they're in very good condition. You want to make sure that they're not too faded. Once they're faded, they're going to, of course, decrease in value. It's all about heat, really. It's about heat throughout the year, wherever you decide to store them. That's basically what you're doing. So that's what you're saying. I want to thank everybody. We're talking to some of you folks and saying, I'm a nurse, I'm a medical professional. So thanks so much for all of that and all the good work you're doing, not only now in this time, but all the time. So I've been so helpful. Kimberly says, I've been so helpful. For every time you make this little smirk, you get a giggle, you can't handle it. You can try better on that. So I'm going to try very hard to make sure that my speech impediment doesn't annoy you. This is a speech impediment that I have, and I talk about this at length in another video. So I'm sorry that it annoys you, but if I focus on it and concentrate on it and speak more slowly, then all of a sudden I can stop it. But it's difficult because I'm trying to get you a lot of information out, so it comes out because I'm trying to help you. But thanks very much, Kimberly, for that. Hi, Mick. It's good to see you. I'm glad you love ornaments. Happy holidays to all of you. Happy holidays to Lori Disney and Tara and all. So thanks so much. Oh, that's you being me. So thanks, Tara. You see me a lot in the live chats, Brenda. Well, right here are the live chats. The table talks are really popular, and I appreciate that. You have a speech impediment too? Yeah, a lot of people do. It's something that I really tried to work on. I still do. Anyway, a couple of other things, historic pieces. I want to talk to you a little bit about history. So a little bit about history. We were talking earlier, you were talking amongst yourselves earlier before I came in about Queen Victoria. Actually, it was Prince Albert, Queen Victoria's husband, who brought Tannenbaum, or the Christmas tree, into, of course, these particular pieces. That particular example is Oh, Tannenbaum, or the Christmas tree. And when they brought the Christmas tree into the house, basically, it was a German tradition of having a tree come in. They would actually put little candies in elements that look like these little cone-shaped pieces. I'd need a big cone for the candy because I like the candy. But basically, the small cones are what would be hanging on a Christmas tree. And the idea of bringing greens inside was really kind of important. And it started from Queen Victoria and Prince Albert. They're married in 1840, and by 1848, their Christmas tree is illustrated there. The oldest Christmas item that I've appraised a very old Christmas item, and it was, in fact, the first Christmas card, which is coming up to auction. It's from 1843, and that particular piece sold recently, a couple of years ago, I want to say 5 years ago, for $10,000, and it's just coming up to auction again. This is a good time to market. It's a good example of marketing pieces. But I've appraised a lot of old and traditional pieces, particularly from colonial America and colonial Williamsburg in my career. That's what you're seeing. You'd love to sign up for the second session, but you're having trouble finding it. It's at the events page. There's no problem. Here it is again. I'm going to give it to you again. And there it is. And it is, of course, is Wilkes University, and it is the virtual Zoom. What makes old postcards valuable? Old postcards are valuable based on if they are images of famous people, famous places, famous events. Back to the information that I was saying. So the other thing I wanted to talk to you about, is your advent calendar almost open? My advent calendar is almost completely open. You can see it here. Almost all the doors are open because we're almost at Christmas, of course. So that's what you're looking at here. I wanted to show you this because I brought this out because this is an Italian Renaissance example. This one's not from the Italian Renaissance, but all of these examples are going to help you when you're decorating or trying to learn a little bit about the traditions. Notice here that this is called a Della Robbia wreath. Della Robbia was a guy named Luca Della Robbia in the Renaissance. And this particular example is the type of fruit-based wreath that would be hung throughout much of Italy, at the Vatican and other places, historic churches like St. Peter's and such. This particular example shows you, again, a wreath. Notice, again, the different types of fruit, like the lemons. The lemons, of course, are an Italian mainstay, especially from where my family's from, Amalfi, Italy. And these particular lemons represent friendship. The apples represent the family. And, of course, the pineapple is, in fact, a symbol of hospitality. Very, very typical. Pomegranates usually relate to the Virgin and also relate to that idea of fertility because pomegranates have so many seeds, like the womb, of course, of the Virgin Mary. So interestingly enough, what you're seeing here are some of those symbols, or what's called iconography in art history, for pieces like this. So again, the apples are the family, like apples for the teacher, right? Apples are the family because we think of our teachers as being, of course, members of the family. Pineapples, hospitality. And again, the nice yellow lemons are for friendship. In New England, where I grew up, actually, you would have a friendship wreath on your back door because your good friends would be the ones who would come in through the back door. A lemon wreath would usually be in the back door. Let's get to some of your questions. Yeah, thanks for hitting the like button. I have a few large hand-blown tree ornaments. Yeah, 5 inches. They'll be valuable. Basically, what you're looking at, how about collecting snow globes? Well, snow globes actually are first introduced in Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh artisan snow globes actually are introduced. And the first snow globe, the idea of having a screws type snow globe, you got a base and it kind of screws in like a light bulb on a socket. That's the first type of snow globe introduced by the guy in Pittsburgh named Joseph. And that particular snow globe actually is after the original snow globe, which is introduced in 1889 at the World's Fair in Paris, the Exhibition Universelle in Paris in 1889. It's where the Eiffel Tower was also unveiled. So that's how snow globes get started. And people put all different types of things within snow globes. Some of the very historic ones, I've appraised them at several tens of thousands of dollars. They can be very valuable. So somebody bought a new webcam. Okay, I'm glad to hear that. What about Christmas cards? We talked about Christmas cards. You want to talk about these Christmas cards? These Christmas cards are from the White House. These particular Christmas cards are from different presidents at the White House. So this one is the 2013 Obama Christmas card. It was die cut, and it even has the little dogs on the bottom. And you'll notice that this presidential seal is reused sometimes with other presidents as well. So it may not be a President Barack Obama card. It might be a different card for that. This particular card is from George and Laura Bush. This is George and Laura Bush's presidential White House Christmas card. You'll notice it, of course, is the red room. And oftentimes the rooms of the White House are, kind of matches my sweater well. Good contrast. Certain rooms are highlighted for Christmas cards throughout the time. And these are relatively collectible. You can buy them today if you wanted to get one. If one's sent to you with the postmark, it's worth more, of course, than if you just purchased one that was one of the ones that wasn't sent out, right? Because they print tens of thousands of them, of course. And value on the Christmas cards, depending on how far back you go, can start at around $125 and can go as low as about $50. So between $50 and $125, depending on who the president is, the condition of the card, that kind of thing. So, do George Jensen ornaments increase or hold their value? You know, George Jensen, the great, of course, Scandinavian artisan, they do hold their value very, very well because they're high quality and good design. And you want to look for high quality and good design, not only age. You just love all the history and the tradition. I love all the history and the traditions too. And I love doing these table talks. I'm so happy that you're enjoying them. What's the value of the Kugel Great Mortar that I showed earlier? You know, a lot of these particular pieces are quite valuable. And interestingly enough, you'll see these that are as much as $1,200 in some particular areas. This one can range in value between $800 and $1,200 because of fact it is one of the originals. Now, you're going to see a lot of knockoffs that are going to be much, much lower. How do you sell those 5-inch ornaments for? You're broke. Are you broke, Dolly? Really? I've been teaching you all how to make money, and I teach you on my videos. Use the binge link to, in fact, learn more about how to sell. I've got lots of selling tips also on my website. So don't forget, too, that you are supporting the channel, and I appreciate that, and we need you to do that with your super chats, with, of course, your super stickers, and if you want to buy any of the merchandise, like the Dr. Lori mug. I see a lot of you got the Dr. Lori mug, and the t-shirts are great, the t-shirts, and also, of course, you can get some of the treasure hunting kit pieces that you might need through our website, too. I answer all the questions, and I look at all the photos that you send in, so don't forget about that. Thank you, Kelly. I'm so glad I taught you so much. That's what I'm trying to do. A lot of people are out there just saying, oh, this is worth this is worth that. They don't know what they're talking about. But I want you to learn it so it's yours. Because once I teach it to you that it's yours and you can go on and you can make your money, or you can, of course, make sure that you retain the valuable pieces. A lot of people like to, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. You can get the mug. It's very easy to get the mug. You can do that as well. Is there a difference between wood plaster frames and wood gesso frames? Yeah, plaster is sometimes the word that we call composition matter. Some people will call it gesso. Be careful because these terms are not interchangeable. So usually the wooden frames that are going to be very valuable are going to be those frames that are wood, then they're carved, then there's a molded composition, then they put red, before they ever put gold leaf on it, they put all red on those frames, and then again, the gold leaf on top. I do talk about valuable frames and how to spot them on another video, so check out the binge link. I've been referring people to your website, my Facebook groups, where we try and identify thrifted items we find. Well, thanks, Kimberly. I mean, I've been teaching a lot of people that. You want to make sure that you know your sources. So when you're asking somebody to identify something for you, find out if they know anything. I mean, some people will, of course, and they enjoy the exchange on these Facebook groups, but you got to know the source because there's a lot of people out there who maybe they're doing it on purpose, but maybe they're just making honest mistakes who are not always identifying everything properly. So if you need the real deal, ask me. I'm happy to help you. Don't forget to subscribe and share. And thank you for sharing. I appreciate that too. You can, of course, set that up. Let's see. People want the night. Okay. A lot of you are talking to me at night too. Do I have PayPal? Do I have PayPal? There's lots of different ways that you can, of course, pay if you need something. Does the value go up or down if you reupholster antique furniture? It depends. It depends when it comes to antique furniture. So remember that you don't want to just automatically go, okay, I'm going to reupholster it. Okay, I'm going to do that. Anita, I love you. Merry Christmas, Anita. Thank you so much. indulging desires that you are. Thank you for, of course, your super chat. I appreciate that very much. You're helping to support the channel. You're helping everybody. So if you want to help everybody now at this holiday time, and I understand if some of you can't, but now at this holiday time, that's really a very big shot in the arm. And I appreciate that because I want to teach you this stuff and I want you to get it. Thank you, Anita. Thank you. And I want you to remember Anita as you go on too. You saw me last night on TV. It was a rerun of Auction Kings on Discovery Channel. Yeah, was I talking about was I talking about Thomas Jefferson's writing desk? Or maybe a Reupholster? I don't know which episode you caught, but boy, I had a lot of fun doing that show. And that show is very, very popular worldwide in reruns. And of course, you know that I've been on all different channels, all different shows throughout my career. Oh, with Jon Stewart on The Tonight Show, The Daily Show. Of course, I was on Inside Edition. I'm still on, of course, History, all different places. So it's all good to be with you. But best to be right here with you. I told my grandma about what you said about her antique photo. She said, okay, she'll get to it later. Okay, Dalton. Well, that's good. What other questions have you got for me? Are you hitting the like button? And thank you so much for Anita for, of course, supporting the channel. Because what Anita just did helped all of you. She basically made sure that our staff can use the time wisely to actually make more videos for you and that I can be standing here with you in addition to doing all the appraisals that we've been doing. Other things that I want to talk to you in terms of historical objects, right, is, of course, this idea. This is a kissing ball, right? So a kissing ball. I was not one as a kid who was ever under the mistletoe. I would avoid the mistletoe because you never knew, you know. But this particular piece is a kissing ball. And in colonial America, you'll see kissing balls hanging from light posts, and you'll see them hanging in foyers and from lighting fixtures in homes. The idea of a kissing ball was to bring a nice scent into the homes because at wintertime, because all the homes were closed up, all the buildings were closed up, you would be concerned about getting, of course, viruses or odors or such. So you would use fur and sort of Christmas types of fur or magnolia or different greenery to make everything smell nice. That's why people got oranges in their Christmas stockings. All of you were talking about how you got oranges in the Christmas stockings, and that's wonderful. So, of course, kissing balls and mistletoe and ivy and, of course, pieces of holly were all part of that tradition of trying to get good smells within those closed-in winter homes. You'd love to learn more about pottery, not china, but pots, vases, crocks, and that kind of thing. So you're talking about art pottery, and I do talk about art pottery. Hiding in the mirror also. Because of you, I've started making money, Dr. Lori. Thank you. I'm so grateful. I wish you knew. Because, you know, as a teacher, I want you to learn it. I want you to get it. I want you to be successful. Hiding in the mirror and Anita, you know, this is a big thing. You guys are helping everybody. I appreciate that very much. Michelle, thank you so much for telling me how special I am. I think you guys are special too. I'm so happy that you've been able to do this because it can be done. It can be done and you can do it successfully and you can actually learn as you go. That's why I'm doing this. You know, I don't have to be on TV. I've been on TV 22 years of doing this. I want you to get it and I want you as a teacher so you can learn it. I want you to know that you have somebody who really knows her stuff who's behind you, not just somebody who wants to do this for their own gain. So thank you for supporting the staff, because I could not do it without the staff. My staff really makes all of this run. So I'm grateful to you for realizing that. Thank you. Thank you. You sold your early Rizzy, but the dealer from New York tried to intimidate me and rip you off. Try not to be intimidated. Try to remain calm. Try to politely have the exchange, but don't be intimidated. You can always walk. You can always walk away from these situations. You know, I have one client who got very upset. I said, don't get upset. This is a fun thing that should be fun, or of course, a business and successful for you. Try not to get upset. But if you think that you're not being treated properly, hey, you know, you're well within your rights to just say, you know, excuse me, but I'm walking away. Thought of you this holiday when you thrift scored an old frame nativity print from the Adoration. There you go, Kristen, she scored. I'm so glad. There's lots of good things out there. Remember, a lot of these pieces at yard sales, thrift stores, all these different places, grandma's attic, wherever it might be, you know, because now it's the holiday time when everything goes. Of course, you start to put everything out. You start to put everything out. Now, I haven't been doing holiday Christmas cookies. Have you been making cookies? I didn't lose my 10 pounds before Christmas. I was stupid. I didn't do it. I gave myself a goal and I didn't meet it. So I'm sorry to say that because I know what's going to happen. Oh, I love the Philippines. So I know it's going to happen. I'm going to eat at Christmas, and then I'm going to have to be right back strict right again. But it's making me feel better that I'm trying to lose this, and this weight is coming off. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm trying. Thank you again, Anita. Thank you again, Anita. Thank you again, Hiding, too. So I haven't been making cookies. So basically what I was doing, you can't wait to sign up for the unlimited. Yeah. The unlimited priority system is very popular, and so are my video calls. Yeah, you can talk to me on a video call. That's a lot of fun, too. Don't forget to go shopping with us. And of course, you can go shopping for the things you need, like Solinger boxes and acid-free mat board and other pieces. Here comes the link. You can do that. Yes, thank you, Hiding in the Mirror, for the channel. Here's the link of Dr. Lori V right there for the shopping link. But basically, you can do just that. And I appreciate you sharing the channel. You try to remind people that they work for you, with you, not the other way around when you're doing business with anyone. Sometimes it's hard to remember. Well, thank you very much for making sure that you're working together. Moderator, a lot of different, let's see. We don't blame you, Dr. Lori. It's just be happy. Why would you blame me? What are you blaming me for? I missed it. Found a Christmas tree that is lighter, and the layers are the ashtrays. Well, you're going to have to show us to us. How do you sell your 1963 Ringo kit? Again, selling tips are right there. Also on my blog at drloriv.com. Which nativity scenes are collectible? Wow, there are a lot of nativity scenes that are collectible. When, usually the ones that are from Italy are the most valuable, but you can see those too. Okay, there's the shopping link if you need it. I want to talk to you just quickly about this particular piece. And this, of course, is a colonial revival. It's a reproduction, but a colonial revival style stamp, because cookies were large, right? They would be sort of like a breakfast biscuit. And this particular piece is a good example of how they would be stamped. They wouldn't really be decorated the way we decorate them today with piping and the bags. I could never do the bag. Could you do the bag? I couldn't do that bag or the piping bags, So anyway, that's what you're seeing. Oh, what do you have to say now, Dalton? Let's see. How frequently do you have people contradicting my appraisals say that I'm wrong? Well, there are people who will want to say everybody's wrong for a lot of reasons. And most of it is so you either take down your listing. Most of it is so you basically will feel like, oh gosh, I better lower the price. So it's a tactic. But people want to say a lot of people are wrong. When you find somebody who's an appraiser with my 3 degrees, with 25 years of experience as an appraiser, a museum curator, and of course, an art museum director and curator, you find somebody with my credentials who's been doing this honestly and not buying the things that she appraises, then you can talk to me. But basically, these people are going to try to condemn everybody and say, oh, you're wrong and all this. It's an easy way out. Most of the time, they're wrong. You've got a large original painting by a popular listed artist on eBay and you're not getting any offers. Well, you're doing something wrong. Have you looked at all of my information about selling tips when you're selling on these particular sites? Do you have the right buzzwords, keywords, search terms when you are listing this piece? Did you take a nice, good, clear photograph? Did you crop out all the other stuff around it? Have you got a picture of the front and the back? Let them see it. The old saying, the show me state, let them see what you got. And those and more tips, specific tips about paintings are on my videos. So check out the binge link. No, you're not all gaining weight. You've been buying cookies. Do visible scenes on glass make it less valuable? It all depends on the piece, Dalton. These generalizations are oftentimes the information given by people who don't know the specifics. So these generalizations are what's going to get you into trouble. That's why I show you specific information. I teach you how to identify quality. I show you it right here. So binge link the videos. Who looks amazing? I don't know. One of you looks amazing. It isn't me because I gained weight this month. I'm mad at myself anyway. Well, it's Christmas. I'm going to let myself go, but then I got to get back to it. I don't know about the rest of you. I bought tons of 60s ornaments at yard sales. And yeah, they're so much fun. Yes, I have, of course, mugs, and we have also the T-shirts too. There's the playlist, the binge link. We're making it easy for you, I hope. And Anita's at the top still, of course, Anita, who was good enough to do that, who was good enough to support the channel with, of course, a super chat. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate that too. During our live table talks. Do you like the table talks? Okay, I need more questions from you. Let's see. Can you have a table talk specific to lamps? I guess we can have it specific to particular items. Don't fuss about my weight. I'm amazing. Well, I try. I do think that we're all amazing at any size. I believe that. I think all this, we have to be very, very skinny, isn't it? But Jamie has also supported all of you. Jamie has supported all of you with another super chat. Thank you, Jamie. I am glad, one of my followers suggested that we do super chats. I didn't really know much about them, and then we got to talking about it, and I appreciate the idea, and I really appreciate, Jamie, that you're doing that. I hope that you are actually succeeding, that you're doing so well in that. Anita helped us with indulging desires, and hiding in the mirror also helped. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Sorry, I coughed right into the microphone. That was dumb. Sorry, guys. But I appreciate Jamie very much for doing that, because it's over and above. Thank you so much for doing that. I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome at any number. That's a big number, but I think it's awesome at any number. But I really appreciate that, Jamie, because you're helping me to continue to do it. You're helping me to continue to do it. And it's not that easy. You have to have a lot of working parts. But I love it, and I love to talk to you, and that's great. So anyway, well, I'm looking splendid. I am down 35 pounds from my highest, which was in February. So, luckily, I was able to do that, but it was not easy. So I'm trying. But anyway, I want to know about you guys. I'd like to know more about Dresden and Petite Chose wreaths. Prices seem to be quite high. Yes, especially now. Now the wreaths are going to be very, very, of course, expensive. All the holiday stuff. This is sky high time for the holidays. So if you didn't post or list the holiday stuff, list it. You should have really listed it probably around the 10th of December, even as early as the 15th of November. But that's really the time when you got to be listing these pieces. So that's what you're looking at. But you've done so great with all of that. So that's a lot of things that are happening with respect to the particular wreaths. But I like to tell you about the history so you understand what's what. So you sold a Chinese tapestry to an overseas buyer. You had no clue of its actual value, though. Well, Teddy, you shouldn't do that, because you could have had something really valuable and not realized it. So you shouldn't do that. Make sure you ask me. It's easy to send me a photo and go from there. Lisbeth is helping too. Lisbeth is helping. Of course, Jamie and Lisbeth and Anita and Hiding all helped with, of course, our super chat. And I do appreciate that. I love you too. Thank you, Lisbeth. I appreciate that. It really does help to support the channel. And I'm going to keep going. As long as you guys are here, I'm going to keep going. Do you want me to keep going? Yes, every penny does count. My mom would say, pennies make dollars. And that's true. That's true. Is the Christmas tree plate Spode? No, it's not Spode. This particular one is made by Johnson Brothers. This one was made by Johnson Brothers. It is not Spode, but it's in the Spode tradition. So thank you, Lisbeth. And Jamie, you're the person. You're it. But basically, for being our super chatters, the Christmas plate is not Spode, but it's similar to what you'll see in Spode. I will keep going, Keith. I'm going to try to keep going as much as we can. Is there any item that has become valuable that surprised you that it became valuable? Well, I have taught a lot of people for years and years what to collect next. Collect what's coming. So a couple of things that are going to be coming that you should be collecting in 2021, I'm going to be talking about here on the channel. And also in my videos, I want you to understand what should be coming. So think about anniversaries. It's going to be the 25th anniversary, of certain things, the 50th anniversary of certain things. So you want to think about that. I bought for $3 a vintage bird brooch. It seems gold and all the gems plus diamonds tested positive. Dude, it's a trombone latch, sometimes called a barrel latch. Only has 3 engraved symbols. Where to evaluate? You can send it to me and I will take a look at it. I need 3 photos. It's very easy. Go to the website and hit find values, send a photo. You have helped me so much. Oh, I missed it. Why did they glue paper on the back of old pictures? Okay, well, you can remove that. It's called a dust screen. I actually do talk about it in an Ask Dr. Lori. Nick is actually doing that. My financial advisor lets me spend some money on super chats. Mick, you're so good. And Mick supported us on our premiere, which was Sunday too. So Mick, thank you so much. Mick and Jamie and Lisbeth and Anita, all of you, and Hiding, all of you who, of course, are helping today with, of course, super chats. I'm glad you like the super chats. You educated me about the super chats. I'm so glad you like them. And I'm very grateful that you are actually learning from this and enjoying this. I enjoy you guys so much, so much. You're my Christmas gift. Does vintage Persian art on silk have value? It can, Jamie. It can. You have a wedding dance picture that you got for $2 and you negotiated. I'm all over it, Jamie. Good for you. Yeah, it could have value if it's framed right? Or if it's just a scroll and it sort of holds on, like hangs on, that kind of thing. You can see that too. Yeah, thank you, Lori. Lori's right. Thank you to everybody for, of course, sharing the channel. So it can be valuable. Lots of hearts and lots of hearts. I have a picture that I found when I was 16 at the dump in Cincinnati. You know, my father loved the dump. My one uncle really loved the dump, but my dad every once in a while would say, hey, you know, we found something good. We're sending out the trash kind of thing. Because that was really a place. But a lot of people actually also, you know, at this time of year would actually trade things. Oh, you need an extra chair. Oh, you need this. Oh, you know, people would trade more at holiday. I think it's the holiday feeling, you know. Luciano asks, we have a small antique store in San Antonio, Texas. Remember the Alamo. How can we get you to come help us with appraisals? We love you. We've learned a lot, but we need help. I can help you. There are lots of ways that I can help you. And of course, you can do it right here. There's lots of ways through our of course, my website, but I will help all of you because that's why I'm doing this. Because of course, as you probably know, I'm doing this because I want to be doing it. I want to be doing it for all of you. And I'm grateful that you are helping to support the channel. I cannot do it without you. Yes, we love you. So yes, San Antonio. I've been to San Antonio and I've appraised all over. I mean, I've done it for years and years and years on the road, 150 dates a year for many years, 20 years. I evaluate 20,000, 50,000 objects a year at more than 150 events. That's when before, of course, we were out and about. Now, of course, we're doing it all through, again, virtual events and such. And again, the travel will start up again. So keep the faith. First time here, I inherited a lot of Howard Holt holiday items. What's my website? The website is easy. And of course, we will put the website up too. Or you can, of course, ask the questions here. I answer questions also in my weekly Saturday Ask Dr. Lori segment. Excuse me. Yes, there's a lot of likes popping up for the streaming, and I'm so glad you did it, and I really appreciate it. I appreciate Jamie for leading the way and saying, you know what, I'm going to do this. And Anita to say, I'm going to be a super chat. I want to support the channel. I want to support what Dr. Lori's doing. I'm glad because I know I'm making you money. You've told me I'm making you money, and I want to keep doing that. But you're going to make money if you get the information, right? So you've got these kinds of pieces, these Kugels that are quite early, right? And then you've got some 1950s pieces. But how about some 1960s wooden ornaments? Small ornaments that are carved, usually from Japan, these wooden ornaments that you're seeing. Mick, of course, has helped as well. Thank you, Dolly. I love you too. I collect everything. I should be pretty good in the upcoming year. I love you and I love you. I love you too. Thank you so much. How have you looked into putting channel membership options on the channel? I don't know. We'll look into putting channel membership options on the channel. We will look into it, but I appreciate you guys making me aware of these things because then we can look into them. Again, of course, my staff knows a lot about this stuff, much more than I do. What do I collect, if anything? My greatest treasure is you guys. My greatest treasure. I have to say, I would probably put my mom first, my parents before you guys. I'm sorry. I lost them in 2016, both of them very close together. So they're my greatest treasure. But you guys have really made me very happy to be able to share all this knowledge. I have all this knowledge. I've been sharing it for years and years and years. And this is a great way for me to share it too. Yeah, Princess, I'm glad you discovered me. The best way that you can help others is to share the channel. I hope you'll do that too. Yeah, I love Kentucky too. I was in Louisville and enjoy that so much. So thanks so much to hit the likes. I appreciate that. You're telling me that it will help. So hit the like button if you will. You're absolutely brilliant. I follow you religiously. My friends and I are starting to resell biz because you can learn so much. You can do this. The reselling is great. Make sure that you are selling the quality pieces and make sure that you are utilizing the ideas. Now, one thing you got to all listen to, if you've listened to nothing else that I've said about what's on the table and what else, you got to go to the community tab. You got to stay on that community tab. You've got to check it because all of the great exclusives are going to be on the community tab. Please go to the community tab, check it out, make sure that you get your notifications and do that with the community tab. It's really where everything's going to happen. So I'm going to do it there. Remember, I'm the expert appraiser to do that. I'm so grateful to you for utilizing again, as Jamie did with a very big super chat. I appreciate that with a lot of support. So when you're thrifty, you look for more unusual, ugly items. I always say ugly is your first clue to value. When I was working at the Yale Art Gallery, I remember thinking, oh my gosh, they spent all those millions for that ugly thing. And I learned there that ugly is your first clue to value. That's why, you know, Dr. Lori says, Ugly is your first clue to value, and it also says that you all are priceless. So don't forget the mug. The mug supports the channel too. Let's see, what else? I need to know for insurance reasons, knowledge is power. Yeah, if you need information for insurance appraisals, I can help you with those as well. When thrifting, you look for unusual items. I want you to look for quality. It's good to look for things that other people don't have. A lot of people prefer that and like that. So let's see. Don't forget about signing up because for the Wilkes virtual Zoom event. Don't forget about it because the first one sold out like that. And the second one, we are seeing that you've got to get your spaces soon. So go to the events page, please, and sign up. It is a great exclusive benefit for the YouTube folks for you to get, of course, a direct free appraisals with me on that particular event at Zoom. And it's live with me through Wilkes University. They were good enough to do that for you guys. So don't forget that. Don't forget about the binge link. I'll take one more question. Let's see. Forgot you found a picture which is of a little girl and a big St. Bernard dog. So you love it. Okay. Are you finding cool stuff out there? Yeah. Are you finding cool stuff out there? Yes? I hope so. And I hope that your holidays are great. I love Canada too. I was in Vancouver was one of my trips recently. And of course, I spent a lot of time in Toronto because, of course, it was just over the border from the University of Michigan where I went undergrad. I had a lot of fun in Toronto. Let me say that. Anyway, thanks so much. On Sunday, of course, we will do the premiere. And I've written about 30 books, and you can find those as well. Thank you so much for doing everything. To my super chatters, I appreciate that. But to all of you, I appreciate you all. I'm going to wrap. This is Dr. Lori. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for table talk with me. We've had so much fun, and the holidays are here. Happy holidays, everybody. Thank you, Hiding. Thank you to Lisbeth. Thank you to Jamie. Thank you to Mick. Thank you to Anita. But thank you to all of you because you all are my treasure. Happy holidays, folks. We'll see you next time.